Volanguela o veteranu, ako itabua. Ako do talitay na barong na Bula FM, nambandu na sir.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti ni nambandu na sir.
Ni Bula binaka, nanregen go sa Bula FM nga. Na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundu achiwe ng Bula FM nambandu na sir nusur.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang go Jerry, yang melambasa. Do barong na Bula FM.
Bula FM, number 2 and seri.
In the news tonight, no corporal punishment, says PM. Politicians abuse social media to misinform. And complaints against 11 tertiary institutions under consideration.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama has reiterated that his government will not condone any form of corporal punishment in schools. He made the statement while opening the Tailevu Provincial Council meeting in Udunivanua Verata today. Chosana Nunga has more.
The reminder comes from the Prime Minister as recently some disciplinary cases involving students came to light.
My government will not tolerate any form of corporal punishment in schools. I strongly believe the onus is now on you parents and guardians. Teachers are not supposed to discipline students in schools.
Bainimarama stressed everything starts from home.
Parents and guardians, please take the lead role to instill moral values to your children and disciplining them at home. These issues can only be addressed if we work together at community and national level.
Tailevu Provincial Council meeting chair Rusiati Tunrabu alluded to the Prime Minister's sentiments.
That's the back to basic of how we are. In order for us to have a successful in all the social structures that we have, I fully support what the Prime Minister stated, that everything starts at home.
Meanwhile, today the Prime Minister also launched the Tailevu Provincial Council's revamped website that aims to boost its service delivery. The Provincial Council members are now shifting their attention in tomorrow's meet to discuss strategies in curbing major issues that are prevalent in the province of Tailevu. Chosei Nunga, FBC News.
The Fijian Elections Office has once again taken a swipe at politicians who are deliberately misinforming the public via social media. Speaking at the launch of the FEO's 2020-2023 strategic plan, Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Saneem says Fiji suffers from engineered distrust and deliberate misinformation used by some in the Fijian political scene. Ali Kimbia with the story.
Mohammed Saneem says the electoral process speaks for itself and the Fijian Elections Office will always ensure verifiability.
There is very little effort made by other actors to either clarify or correct or even critique these actions. That is why the FEO has adapted the accounting term verifiability.
Our party leader Tupou Nronindalo says politicians spreading lies about the election process was evident in the last election. Nronindalo says the misinformation given to the public is a major contributing factor towards the poor turnout of voters.
It's inappropriate for any party to spread these lies and misinformation. And you know, we've all paid the price in the election results last year. A big number, 28%, almost 30% didn't vote.
Saneem believes more participation is needed from political parties.
I wish some of the political parties participated a little bit more so that instead of hearing their views through the media, we could have heard it firsthand.
The Fijian Elections Office, with the launch of its new strategic plan, will continue to effectively regulate all political parties and at the same time ensure the register of eligible Fijians for the next general elections. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
A new policy is in the works to synergize all facets of housing, from government initiatives to private sales and rental. Speaking at a panel discussion on housing and rental issues, Housing Minister Pramila Kumar says a holistic approach is needed because of the ever-changing landscape. Edwin Nund has the details.
There are talks with the International Finance Corporation for multi-story apartment buildings in densely populated areas, all part of a bigger scheme.
We've got a Housing Act that guides Housing Authority of Fiji, but not the housing sector. So there is a need to develop the right policies and to drive the housing sector in the right direction.
There has been a huge growth of urban population in many urban centers, and this is creating a lot of problems in terms of providing housing to them.
The minister stresses housing is a priority or there wouldn't be grants for home buyers and home builders. Squatter settlements will also see a new approach with a housing advisor from the New Zealand government helping devise solutions.
The policy guiding the allotment of lots was really outdated. It suited for that period. But now things have changed.
Meanwhile, most tenants rent from private homeowners, and the Consumer Council says this has many vulnerabilities.
I'm not saying that it's not good to go through landlords, but what happens is sometimes based on their trust, they don't do any documentation, and when there are issues, then bigger issues arise from those issues.
The Consumer Watchdog recommends stricter laws on property sales and rental advertising, commissions earned by real estate agents, and regular inspection of rental properties under the Real Estate Agents Act. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
The Fiji Higher Education Commission has received complaints against 11 higher education institutions in the last 2 years. Acting Director Dr. Nika Chamim says the Commission is clear on its mandate to ensure Fijians are able to access education that is quality assured, recognised and accredited. Maggie Ball reports.
Work is underway to ensure the standards of education at higher learning institutes are up to par.
And once they're recognized and registered, then we can work with them on the standards that we need to work on. So we are very aware that there are institutions in Fiji who are not recognized and registered by us. We know who they are and where they are.
Despite the legislation being clear on what is required, a number of institutions have fallen short.
Most of the complaints to date have come from parents and students, but we've also received complaints from staff of various institutions. Each is dealt with on its own needs and on its own merit. There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
In addition to straightening out national qualifications, bagging international accreditation is also being looked into.
And that will be our major outcome. In fact, that's the eventual intention, to get all the Pacific qualifications internationally recognized. And so there are so many strategies that we can apply to get to that.
To date, 29 out of 68 institutions of higher learning in Fiji have yet to be recognized and accredited by the Commission. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Upper head lake diagnosis leading cause of amputations. And work on the new Centre for Elderly begins. Details after the break.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, my name is Sotiama here in Ba. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, I'm Miri. I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Rakiraki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The leading cause of amputations in Fiji is diabetes, and getting checkups and proper medical attention could reduce this tragic toll. The failure to be diagnosed and treated before it's too late is a worrying trend being stressed by medical professionals during the World Diabetes Day Symposium in Lautoka. Felipe Naikaso has more.
The importance of regular checkups and exercise, taking the correct medication for diabetes, and eating healthy was the call from these medical experts during the Diabetes Symposium organized by Friend Fiji.
So the most important thing is the food. I did say a few weeks ago, my hand today is 59 years, 4 days. Did I take this to the garage? Not ever. So where's the garage? And the repair system, it's inside you. Our biggest problem is the spare parts you're putting in your body.
It was also raised during the forum that information as such should be taken to teachers who have a lot of influence on children.
I think that I would like to urge friends, and I would do it with myself, talking to Ministry of Education, if this kind of workshops can be held for teachers, and these teachers will make a difference in children's learning.
Fijians have also been requested to play their part in ensuring they remain healthy.
So if a person gets an infection in the leg, then they present to hospital, it's too late. We have had cases in their 60s, 50s, 60s, they come to the hospital for something else. They come in with cough and fever and they get tested and they have high sugar. So the issue is late presentation.
Friend Fiji is also planning to hold more discussions on NCD-related issues in the future. Philippe Naikaso, FBC News.
Work on Fiji's first daycare centre for the elderly has begun as part of the new Lambasa Golden Age home. The upgraded plans were revealed today by Minister for Women Mereseni Vuniwanga as government prepares for an ageing population in the next 2 to 3 decades. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports.
It will be the first of its kind facility in an aged care home, in which families who wish to leave their elderlies in the care of professionals for the day can do so.
There are certain families who wish to look after their loved ones in their own homes, but sometimes they need respite care for the day, where maybe families where children are going to work and there is a sickly parent at home. They may need somebody to take care of the elderly loved one for the day.
The Elderly Daycare Centre is one of the many additional features for the new home, which will be almost 3 times in size from the existing complex and will have larger and disability-friendly facilities.
The new complex is designed to have 20 male and 20 female residents and is approximately 1,680 square meters in floor area. The project will cost around $4.7 million for government.
The current complex hosts 14 male and 10 female residents and is situated on aging building infrastructure. Construction of the new complex is expected to be completed by July 2021. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
The cyclone season is underway and everyone must be prepared. Today, Ba Muslim Primary School students demonstrated what they will do to remain safe if disaster strikes. Philippe Naikaso has more.
These are the steps Ba Muslim Primary School will take to ensure the safety of the students and teachers in the event of a natural disaster.
It was about to see if the children are aware of the drills and they know what to do. And it was also how to see how the prefects can control the classes. So it was about to know that if the children are aware of which drill is for which disaster.
The drills and training are also aimed at developing knowledge needed to strengthen a culture of safety and resilience in school communities.
I'm also proud to say that we are now working with children, teachers and school committees for more than 134 primary and secondary schools in Ra, Batabu Education District on a school-based disaster risk reduction and resilient building training. That training is happening today, and there are other centers around the district conducting the same training.
You need to be ready for emergencies. You need to be ready to know what to do. I think the drill that we saw a couple of minutes ago encapsulates very well what the CRC is all about and what you're doing.
UNICEF has been at the forefront of supporting the Ministry of Education on how schools and communities can prepare for future natural disasters. Philippe Naikaso, FBC News.
Overseas, a man's body has been found in the burnt-out bush of New South Wales. A post-mortem will be conducted to determine how he died. This comes as devastating bushfires continue to rip through more than 1 million hectares in New South Wales and Queensland. And it's business time now with Koroy.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up after the break, new commercial development takes shape in Pacific Harbour. And in growing Fiji, tree planting initiative on track. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot.
Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है। हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग खाली मिर्ची एफएम सुनता। गौल टाउन तावा में मिर्ची एफएम दागो मामा।
Mirchi FM.
it's hot.
Leading business, more job opportunities and economic growth will be created as a major commercial development is being undertaken at Pacific Harbour in Navua along the Queen's Highway. One of the leading fuel providers, Mobil Oil Fiji, is collaborating with Grace Road Group on this project. Pranita Prakash reports.
Millions of dollars are being spent on Pacific Harbour's first service station.
We're going to have one of our biggest service stations coming up in Navua, hopefully before the end of the year.
Mobil Oil Fiji's chief executive says the new complex will be more than a service station.
We are excited because in that part there isn't really much service stations, right? And on top of that, we also are going to provide a convenience store as well, so there's an option for the people is passing by as well as the local community to have the gasoline filled as well as convenience stores in the area.
Apart from the service station, the complex will also have a hardware store and eatery. Work on the project will be completed in the next few weeks. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Sunifa from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the money world.
A quick look at the markets. Asian stocks held tight today, awaiting key Chinese data for clues on how much the 16-month trade war with Washington has hit growth in the Chinese economy. Investors are trying to determine whether stimulus measures of the Chinese government are preventing further economic slowdown. However, complete confidence is unlikely to return until there is a lasting solution to the US-China trade war. US stock futures fell 0.4% today after the S&P 500 eked out a 0.07% gain yesterday, closing at a record high. Meanwhile, the Aussie dollar sank in Asian trade today following October's local jobs report. Australia lost 19,000 employed workers against expectations of a 15,000 rise. The Aussie dollar will now be looking to Chinese industrial production and retail sales. A softer than expected outcome may weaken the Aussie given its nature as the market's favored China liquid proxy. That's all for now from HFC Bank, Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. The strange nature of the foreign exchange market saw the Fiji dollar on the rise against all of the foreign currencies we cover, except for the New Zealand dollar, which it rose against yesterday. The commodities market was on the rise as well. Oil held prices rising above $57 per barrel. Gold was up at $1,461 per ounce, and silver closed up at $16.91 per ounce. In growing Fiji, 1 million trees have been planted in 10 months as part of the Ministry of Forests' 4 million trees in 4 years initiative. Minister responsible Oceana Ingama says the initiative builds on the UN 2030 agenda for SDG, which aims to sustain natural forests globally. Lina Rees has more.
$4 million trees in 4 years was launched by President Jose Conrote in January and has been hailed as significant as Fiji continues to find cost-effective approaches to regenerate lands and oceans.
This achievement is a reflection of Fiji's determination to protect our environment, water sources, coastal ecosystems, and communities. It displays our desire to enhance biodiversity by providing our plants, birds, animals, and insects that are native to Fiji to flourish.
Speaking at the launch of the revamped Fiji Red Plus website, World Bank Program Manager Anne Jeanette Glober says communities, especially villages, play a crucial role in the protection of our forests.
We were speaking just before about the important role of local communities and women. They have very strong connections with forests globally as well as here. About a quarter of all forest carbon is stored in trees and in the ground on communal lands globally.
Meanwhile, the revamped website will provide Fijians the chance to find out more about the 4 million trees in 4 years initiative. Lena Rees, FBC News.
That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie joins you now with the latest from sports.
Thanks, Koroy, and good evening in sports tonight. Tikoy Rutuma eager to run out for Fiji again. And Rakesa impresses at Para Championship. This and more coming up.
Nadango merea maramani waya manatu sawa weti gitu tunde nandi ya undo marata kana baronga na Radio Fiji 1.
Yawa asna vatili yawa maga Monica. Tondo baronga vale bunar domo ibiti lambasa.
Bula nadango aprosa ngarse ngor kraki do televe na baronga na Radio Fiji 1 na domo ibiti. Nadango tsani bukia ngoni namosi ando talita kana baronga na Radio Fiji 1 na domo ibiti su.
Radio Fiji 1 na domo ibiti.
The Flying Fijians' test against the Barbarians this weekend will mark the return of Asaeli Tikoirotuma. The 33-year-old made his test debut in 2013 and last played for Fiji against Canada in 2017.
About 85% of the team is made up of local players who are used to playing in front of 1,000 or 2,000 fans. But on Sunday, about 50,000 fans will watch them in action. The Barbarians play Fiji at 3:30 a.m. in England on Sunday. Aquila Dhama, FBC Sports.
Flying Fijians lock Leone Nakarawa has been provisionally suspended by his French club Racing 92. The organizers of the 2019 Wairiki Sevens tournament are wrapping up preparations for the event. Committee member Tone Vuki says due to the request from teams, they will be extending registrations until Monday. The tournament will run from the 21st to the 23rd of this month. The Fiji Primary Schools Athletics Association is reminding parents and teachers to get athletes immunized for measles before the Chao Games starts tomorrow. Association Secretary Patrick Bauer believes there will be a high risk, especially at such events where a high number of people will gather. Save Wanga with the story.
The Chao Games organizers are urging all team managers and parents to be proactive and get their children immunized.
We've already sent out the message. We don't wait until they all come here. We've already sent out the message to the managers, so the managers' responsibility is to disseminate that information to their officials, to the teams and to the parents.
Meanwhile, the association is expecting another good event with improved performances from teams from the outer islands.
Yeah, there's an area that we need to work on in getting some of these outer islands like Kandavu and Yasawa on board, as they were always prominently placed when it came to the national finals like this. However, we've got good representation from Taviuni and all over the north, Wada Kantrove and Nadwata.
Suva team manager Apini Sandelai says they faced challenges during preparations this year.
Yes, we are very fortunate that Maris gave the background for 1 week. But this week we want to make our SWAT team run on the stadium. And also the big challenge was the weather. Most of the time the weather was not outfit.
18 districts with more than 1,700 athletes will take part in the 2 days event. The 2019 Chao Games begins at Suva's ANZ Stadium tomorrow with the final set to take place on Saturday. Savi Wanga, FBC Sports.
Fiji's para-athlete Yosefo Rakesa finished 6th in the men's F41 javelin final at the 2019 Dubai Para-Athletics Championship. Rakesa managed a throw of 36.95 meters. Coach Albert Miller says Yosefo is gradually picking up confidence and thus the need for more international exposure. Miller believes there is enough time for them to prepare well for the 2020 Paralympic Games in Tokyo, Japan.
Glad to see that he came out throwing a personal best distance of over 5 meters beyond his bronze medal winning throw in the Pacific Games. So he managed to throw 36 meters, 95, not too far from the 5th place thrower who threw 37.
The Fiji Primary Schools Netball Association is taking a proactive approach with only a week remaining to the end of the school year by encouraging students to take part in the Grasshoppers tournament next month. Association Vice President Timaima Nailolo has suggested that children be engaged in extracurricular activities such as sports to keep them from taking the wrong path. Faria Begum with the story.
Timaima Nailolo says playing netball is a healthy activity for the young than just watching screens.
It is something that will, divert them away from the usual that they do. Now that we see them do with, just sitting in front of the TV and watching, and not so much of physical activities, to be moving out and exercising their bodies.
Meanwhile, Nasinu Gospel Primary School netball coach Kesaya Tandulala says it is at this level that players should give their netball careers the most attention.
Now it is good at this level because they started from primary school. Mostly they started from secondary school and they selected it to go to overseas. But now when it started primary school, it boosts their morale to participate in sports.
The Grasshoppers tournament will run from the 12th to the 14th of next month at the Vodafone Arena and the netball court in Suva. Faria Begum, FBC Sports.
In our play of the day, we head to the French Top 14 competition, where a number of Fijians are back to their devastating best following the Rugby World Cup. That's it from sports tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather and in new media after the break. New features have been added to Snap's sunglasses. Details coming up.
हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है। बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोज तक सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है। हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमार स्वामी नायक है, गोंगो लेबू लटोका। रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
कुमार नाकाफी में रहता है, रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2, देश की धड़कन।
In new media, Snap sunglasses now capture depth information, so you can add 3D objects to your photos and videos. But are these sunglasses worth it? Angie joins us now with weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. What a wonderful day. I've said this before and I will say it again. Thursday is just blocking Friday. Well, the weather has settled well with great sunshine. That's the highlight of this week. Now, checking out the west, temperatures soared to 32 degrees, while it almost felt like 36 degrees or so because it was humid. Eastwards from Pakaba to Suva, clear blue skies, it was more of a picnic weather, truly fascinating. And up north, such sunny news is good for our health. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 8:37 tonight with low tide at 3:05 a.m. Sunrise will be at 6:21. Now, looking at tomorrow, it's Friday, plus it's time to celebrate our beautiful fine weather. What could be a better news than this? Tomorrow's temps, we will go across to the Babasinga town, Lambasa, as the temperatures will rise to 32 degrees. And looking further on to Saturday, we have light showers, like very, very light ones, which shouldn't be a problem at all. So get all geared up. We are almost at the edge of the week. And that's all the weather from the Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, should municipal councils name and shame defaulting ratepayers?
Yes, they should be named and shamed because the council is at a losing end.
Yes, I believe people should be given time to pay their rates. If they continue to delay, then they should be named publicly.
If they owe a lot, then they can be named and shamed. But if they owe just a few dollars, then I think a warning would be a good way to get them to pay.
No, it's not a good idea. Actually, they should try and visit them in their homes and try and ask them the problems that they're facing.
The legal way should be done.
Yes, we should name and shame people who do not pay rates on time.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, a Florida woman is a certified dog massage practitioner. Human clients come to her to remedy their dog's behavioral health issues, treat injured or traumatized dogs, and sometimes hyper dogs who just need a nice pat down to calm down. Recapping the main stories for tonight, no corporal punishment, says PM. Politicians abuse social media to misinform, and complaints against 11 tertiary institutions under consideration. Now for these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question, we're asking, do you think there should be harsher penalties to those convicted of assaulting police officers? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day, clear blue skies in Pacific Harbour, soaking up the sun, surrounded by Mother Nature, captured by Edwin Nund. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news or hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatula Lobak. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's #1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और कहीं भी रहता हम लोग कल मिर्ची FM सुनता. गोल्ड टाउन तावा में मिर्ची FM दागो मामा.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.